Now on CoastTV News.
Drivers in South Bethany and how many people got speeding tickets in town recently, what some say it means for safety. Parking problems. This Milton land will be part of the solution with parking in just a few months. And more parking problems in Bethany Beach. The town claims lost revenue. What officials are considering to make up for lost money.
We've been tracking scattered showers pushing across the Delmarva Peninsula. We're getting a bit of a break now, but more rain is indeed on the way.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
People driving on Route 1 in South Bethany. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Christina D. Robertis. We begin with South Bethany breaking down the data on speeding through town. Speeding proving to be quite the problem for police there. Coast TV reporter Drew Bellinger spoke to a few people who live near Coastal Highway to get their reaction to the breakdown of police activity.
Some cars driving through South Bethany may be going too fast, too often.
Every day, every single day.
Alan Dayton says he sees people get pulled over all the time.
I've had very little trouble because the police keep the traffic going slow here.
South Bethany's January police report was released at the most recent town council meeting. It shows 56 traffic tickets were issued last month. 34 of them were for speeding. That's a lot more than we saw last January in South Bethany, when only 18 total traffic tickets were handed out, just 11 for speeding.
Yeah, I haven't considered it a big problem.
Richard Breda is a cyclist and says he feels safe.
People, as I said, are more respectful here. They tend to, if they have room, they'll move out of the way to give the bicyclists plenty of room.
Breda pointed to drunk or distracted drivers as a bigger risk. Speeding on the big streets of a small beach town. In South Bethany, Drew Bellinger, Coast TV News.
And by the way, the South Bethany Bicycle and Pedestrian Safety Committee is meeting next week. The group has long raised concerns about speeding along Coastal Highway and other areas in town. The next meeting is Thursday, the 26th at 1 p.m. And today, Bethany Beach looked at increasing rates for annual parking permit fees. But as Coast TV reporter Elisa Weber shows us, the potential increase would only apply to a specific permit.
In a few months, visitors will have to pay to see this view. The paid parking season in Bethany Beach is right around the corner and prices could go up.
Yeah, everything's getting more expensive everywhere.
At a meeting on January 15th, Bethany Beach officials said there was an 8.2% decrease in the number of parking hours purchased last summer. It's important to note that Bethany Beach raised its hourly pricing to $4. It was recommended the town stop giving property owners a free beach permit like they have in the past, as well as raise the price of the beach permit. The town says they ultimately want less beach permits purchased in order to increase more daily parkers to park in those lots. They said this is in hopes of increasing parking revenue. Bob Lawless, a frequent visitor to Bethany, says it's no surprise to hear about prices may be increasing.
I don't know when prices had ever come down.
Summer prices up for debate on the coast. For Coast TV News, I'm Elisa Weber.
So right now, homeowners in Bethany Beach get a free beach lot permit. This proposal would switch that so that homeowners would instead get a free side street permit and then would have to pay $200 for the beach lot. A fire broke out in the Creekwood community off Coastal Highway in Rehoboth Beach last night. Take a look here. Firefighters say the fire burned up the wall of a two-story building. Luckily, no one was hurt. And we are learning more about a problem with Delaware's paid leave program today. The state website says payments are temporarily delayed. That is due to a system error. New tonight, a release from the Delaware Senate Democrats says this is affecting 300 people. Payments are expected to resume on Thursday, February 26th. Now, our emails to the Department of Labor were not returned today, but the caucus claims the Department of Labor has determined the problem to be an isolated issue that's related to new technology. Now let's take a live look outside into Lewis and check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening to you. And right now, we're keeping a close eye on how things are shaping up for us. We have some light scattered showers that have been pushing through and feathering its way through our neck of the woods. However, we're getting a bit of a break night now. We're at 38 degrees in Milford, for example, and we're expecting for the cloud cover to stick around. And we're going to hover in the upper 30s to lower 40s. Now, it's been about the rain so far this evening, and we had some rain through Slaughter Beach, Broadkill Beach, as well as Lewis, but now the rain is moved on to greener pastures, so to speak. We do have a newly issued dense fog advisory over towards Golden Hill, Madison, Cambridge area. And in addition to that, we have a newly issued small craft advisory off the coast for us in Ocean City down towards Chincoteague. But the rain is now passed on by, but we have more rain on the way. We'll talk about that and what I'm tracking coming up in your next weather segment.
Thank you, Paul. Well, earlier this evening in Milford, a public workshop for the Airport Road Corridor Study. The study focusing on improving safety between Canterbury Road and Route 113. Coast TV photojournalist Matt Hipsman was at that workshop, and he shows us how community input could make a difference when it comes to safety.
We are looking at the Airport Road Corridor in Milford. It's a busy corridor, a lot of traffic going on, a lot of commercial activity, and we are trying to look into some potential solutions for the roadway. So improve the flow of traffic, make things safer, and also improve connectivity for bicyclists and pedestrians.
How do we make the corridor safe and functional for all people who need to use it?
I think a big issue that people have with roundabouts is they just aren't necessarily familiar with them. They don't know how to use them. But I mean, this right here, fast facts will tell you that roundabouts save lives. If there are accidents, they're not fatal. Cars can be replaced, people cannot.
Because there's another roundabout going in at the intersection with Canterbury Road right now, some residents have mentioned that they want to see how that one operates first before okaying another one. The good thing is that's why we're here. We want to get as much public input as we can. We can provide some data, but honestly, it's the people who live here who will be using these facilities every day. We want to make sure that they are as easy to use and enjoyable as possible. We want to get as much input as we can while we're doing this.
In Milton, all of this grass and gravel here will soon look a bit different. A new parking lot is planned with 41 spaces, according to Milton town officials. The town leases the land from the Milton Historical Society, and the lot will share an entrance and an exit. The town says they don't plan to charge for the spots. Milton Mayor John Collier hopes this new lot will add both convenience and commerce to the area.
I don't think we will ever have enough parking to accommodate every event, but at least now on a regular basis, parking will be a little less difficult.
Yep, and the mayor says they hope the parking lot is complete in time for the majority of the summer. The state of Delaware is now on heightened alert about bird flu. You likely already know poultry farms are a massive business here in the first state. And as reporter Tim Furlong shows us, sick birds infecting Delaware chickens could mean millions of dollars lost.
We are working around the clock to stop the growth of AI, of avian influenza.
Governor Matt Meyer talking about it from Washington, Congresswoman Sarah McBride talking about it at a summit with Delaware farmers in Kent County, keeping the infection killing birds in New Jersey away from Delaware chickens.
Poultry is by far the single largest product that we produce on Delaware farms, and avian flu presents a real risk, not just to getting those chickens to the grocery store, to the literal survival of these farms.
Georgie is a poultry farmer who lost 145,000 broiler chickens last year due to an infection. She's fighting like mad to prevent it from happening again, and not just because of the potential loss of income.
That anxiety and that concern that it could happen again is overwhelming. It is a traumatic event for a grower to go through. And I'll never be the same, I can tell you.
Last year, Delaware tested thousands of chickens, and they are constantly testing right now as well, corporate and backyard flocks. They are aware of the situation in New Jersey and doing their best to keep it out of Delaware. The extra cold, damp weather also allows the virus to hang on longer, but so far so good, I'm told, in the first state.
So we're in as good a place as we can be at present.
Delaware poultry farms trying to keep mice and muddy boots from bringing the infection through their doors. Lots of cleaning happening every single day. If you happen to see dead or dying birds in Delaware, report them immediately to the Department of Agriculture. The state says do not go near the birds, do not let your pets go near the birds, and as much as you might want to, do not try to save a bird.
Don't take it home, put it in the bathtub. We had a situation of that.
Delaware is right in the migratory pattern of snow geese. Let's hope they just kind of pass on through without decimating the state's poultry industry. In Kent County, Tim Furlong, WRDE Coast TV News.
The Olympics are winding down, but still airing here on Coast TV, and we have been keeping track of the medals. Let's take a look at the count. Norway still with a pretty big lead, 34 medals in total, but the U.S. is actually in second now. We've got 27 total, 9 gold medals. Italy also has 9 gold, but they're 1 behind us with 26 total. And this does bring us to our Coast TV poll. We're asking, what do you think is the biggest surprise of the Winter Olympics? 62% say upset victories or losses, 3% say record performances, 35% loving those new stars. And if you haven't voted yet, you still can. Go to coasttv.com or use our mobile app. And we are just getting started. More news coming up, like royal drama in London. The former Prince Andrew arrested while Congress is talking about accountability here at home. And coming up, Paul Williams is in our Coast TV First Alert Weather Center. He's got your full forecast in just a bit. But first, a school day turns into a concert. How professional musicians inspired students and struck a lasting chord. Up next.
Students at the Sussex Academy of Arts and Science got a special lesson, one you won't find in any old textbook. Instead of learning from behind their music stand, actual musicians from the string quartet Invoke came in to teach a class. As Coast TV's Nicole Richter showed us, it was how they took momentum and magic and turned it into music.
Music echoed through the halls at Sussex Academy of Arts and Science. As the string quartet Invoke, through coastal concerts, visited campus for a day of learning and live performance.
It's really inspiring and it's like a really unique experience.
Before taking the stage, musicians met with band students, answering questions about practice, performances, and turning a passion into a career. For Anna Leong, the day became even more memorable when she was invited to improvise with the group.
It was a little bit nerve-wracking, but it was like cool to collaborate. And I was like, oh, how can they just think of like these like notes and chords spot on? And I was really surprised.
For the professionals, they say the visit was about more than music. It was about sparking curiosity.
We love being that experience for other students, basically, and getting them inspired and interested in music that they might not be familiar with.
The visit wrapped up with a live concert, bringing students into the music and leaving them with inspiration that lasts far beyond the final note.
No matter where you are in your kind of creative career, experimenting and having fun and messing around is a key part.
And for these students, one day with professional musicians may just strike a chord that lasts a lifetime.
From questions in the classrooms to music on stage, a small performance with a big impact connecting students through music. In Georgetown, I'm Nicole Richter, Coast TV News.
So we have an abundance of moisture once again in place. We're dealing with some dense fog, as you can see right now in Rehoboth Beach. We have the fog that's really showing out, and actually we can see the wetness on the boardwalk as a result of the rain that's already fallen. Now, we didn't have much rain, not enough to really worry about, but we are expecting another round of rain and more significant shower activity to kick in for Friday, particularly in the morning time. Right now, we see how everything is all clear at this point. We're starting to see some additional. That just popped in over the commercial break. This is a small craft advisory, 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And over on this other side, we have the dense fog advisory that's in effect. So that being the case, late tonight, we see the cloud cover still staying a bit on the thick side. And then by the time we get to 7:30, we're looking for some embedded thunderstorms, possibility of an embedded thunderstorm, Ocean View, Ocean Pines, Ocean City, right in that area. And another area of heavy downpours along Highway 13, but really south of Seaford and between Seaford and Salisbury, and that's going to push across pretty quickly, and we're going to have about 3 waves of that's going to push through. It's actually going to be a little heavy and problematic during the time that we're supposed to be going to work tomorrow morning. So Be mindful of that. Then the fog is going to thicken up by midnight, and then it stays thick going to 7:30. So we're looking at rain and fog with some puddling on the ground. Now that's not going to clear out. The fog's not going to clear out until like mid-morning, close to lunchtime. That being said, different models indicating by 8:30 we'll have some scattered showers to the north. So the bottom line is no matter what model I look at, we're going to have some thunderstorms, heavy downpours for Friday morning. Saturday's going to be pretty clear and cooperative for us, to be honest. And then the other thing that was a monkey wrench kind of a thing in the forecast, everybody's asking me about snow on Sunday. Let's go ahead and just settle this right here, okay? Here we go. We're looking at rain starting at Sunday noon, okay? This is where we are. We have rain up throughout Kent, and then a mixture of rain and freezing rain for us, and sleet possibly for the northern portions of Newcastle. Then we start seeing the snow move into Kent, but still all rain in Sussex at 11 o'clock Sunday night. It's not until after that night that we see a rotation where the storm system pulls out, but it cuts the snow off at the north. So right now it looks like the snow has a very slight chance because only one of the models are tracking it close enough for us to get the snow. The other two are pulling it so far away from us we shouldn't have to worry about. So we're concerned about rain on Friday and Sunday, but we'll skip Saturday at Fenwick Island as well as Ocean City. Look for the same pattern for Lewis as well as Rehoboth. Dry on Saturday, wet on Friday and Sunday. Here's a look at your extended forecast. If we get any kind of snow, it's going to happen really early Monday morning and come to a stop or halt by the time the sun comes up.
All right, just a little. Thank you, Paul. In business news, Amazon has overtaken Walmart to become the world's largest company by sales. Amazon posting $717 billion in sales last year. That's edging out Walmart's $713 billion and snapping its 13-year streak at the top. While both are retail giants, Amazon's growth in cloud computing and advertising pushed it over the edge. Now, despite Amazon's rise, Walmart's U.S. businesses remain strong as the company continues to gain market share from rivals like Target. Also, Walmart saw its sales growth jump 4.6% in the last quarter from the previous year. The majority of the increase came from growth in the grocery category and Walmart Plus memberships. That indicates people are trying to stretch their money on necessities. Also, Walmart reports sales are rising faster among customers who earn more than $100,000 per year. When wealthy consumers spend more at discount stores, it typically signals they are concerned about the future. Well, Britain's King Charles says the law must take its course after the arrest of his younger brother, the former Prince Andrew. The move comes in the wake of revelations in the Epstein files. And as Karen Kaifa reports, lawmakers on Capitol Hill are pushing for similar accountability for those in the U.S.
Britain's King Charles arriving at an event in London Thursday, declining to answer questions about his brother Andrew's arrest.
What's your reaction to your brother's arrest?
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was arrested Thursday morning on suspicion of misconduct in public office, according to the Thames Valley Police. It comes on the heels of the U.S. Justice Department's release of documents detailing the former prince's ties to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The Thames Valley Police previously said it was assessing whether Andrew shared confidential material with Epstein during his time as a UK trade envoy.
It's a common law offence and it requires a really high level of proof because the potential penalty, the total potential penalty, the maximum penalty is life imprisonment.
The former prince has denied all accusations against him and has not commented on the more recent allegations of misconduct in public office. In a statement, King Charles said the law must take its course and pledged full support for the investigation. The arrest with the potential to send more shockwaves through the British monarchy and government.
The first dramatic fallout that seems to be happening from the publication of these Epstein files seems to be more than anything else in the United Kingdom rather than in the United States, where the crisis began.
Some lawmakers on Capitol Hill calling for similar accountability here in the U.S.
Great Britain is holding its powerful and privileged to account. The United States of America should do the same.
And the king is actually saying we need to follow the law here. I wish our government were doing the same.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Coming up in sports tonight, a preview of the Henlopen basketball title games. On the girls' side, the two of the best players in the arena battle. On the boys' side, it's a familiar matchup. And coming up, measles is back and some fully vaccinated people are still getting infected. After the break, what doctors say about the risk.
And we are looking for small craft advisory to still stay in effect in our neck of the woods. And we'll be concerned about some dense fog as well.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
We're back now with a bit of breaking news. This is just in. Eric Dane, the actor known for his roles in Grey's Anatomy and Euphoria, has passed away. His family says he passed Thursday after battling ALS, a disease he had spoken openly about over the past year. Dane was 53 years old. A federal appeals court has ruled that the Defense Department can continue to ban people who are HIV positive from enlisting. Wednesday's decision from the 3-judge panel was unanimous. Now, in 2024, a lower court ruled the controversial policy was unlawful, but in December, the appeals court froze that decision while it reviewed the case. A judge wrote in Wednesday's opinion that the military demonstrated its need to have service members able to fulfill missions with, quote, without complications from medical conditions. Well, measles remains a major concern in the U.S. Already in 2026, there have been 5 new outbreaks. Health experts say vaccination is the best protection, but can you still get infected by measles even if you got both doses? Mandy Gaither talks to a doctor about what to know regarding the virus and its vaccine.
2 doses of the vaccine that protects against measles are about 97% effective at preventing infection from the virus. But what about that other 3%?
Nothing is 100% effective. They don't make you, immortal.
Dr. Sarah Nozel with the American Academy of Family Physicians says it's rare, but about 3 in every 100 people exposed to measles can still catch the virus even if they're fully vaccinated against the disease. However, she says getting both doses of the vaccine significantly lowers risk of being infected. And if you do get sick, she says the illness isn't likely to be as severe as it could be in an unvaccinated person.
Sick, at first it can look like a cold. You can get a fever and a cough, red eyes, runny nose. But as you get more sick, 1 in 4 individuals, children who get measles, will end up hospitalized.
Less than 3 months into 2026, there have been 910 confirmed measles cases reported to the CDC. Of those, 94% were in people who were either unvaccinated or their vaccination status was unknown. 30 of those patients were hospitalized, most of them under age 5.
Doctors are afraid of measles. Measles is incredibly scary in the sense that it is so contagious. So if you haven't been protected with a vaccine, you are very likely to get infected if anyone around you has the measles.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
The Henlopen Conference Basketball Championships are set for Saturday. On the boys' side, it's Dover versus Seaford for the 3rd straight year. The Senators have won each of the previous clashes. Then, on the girls' side, it's a new matchup. Cape Henlopen takes on Early College High School. Let's dive into the matchups, though, starting with the boys. Dover is quite simply a wagon this season. The Senators are 19-1, with the only loss coming to one of the best teams in New Jersey. Dover isn't just beating teams either. It's dominating them. The Senators' average margin of victory is by over 27 points, the best mark in the entire state. While Dover is great, Seaford is an opponent that's in prime position to pull off an upset. After starting the season 3-3, the Blue Jays have won 14 straight games. They're led by 2 seniors, Vince Evans III and Azion Swag Matthews. That duo combines for nearly 40 points per game. On the girls' side, Cape Henlopen has one of the best resumes in the state, 18 wins and just 2 losses, those being to a school from New York and Ursuline Academy. The Vikings will lean heavily on forward Amalia Fruchtman. She averages 22 points and 8 rebounds a game. Early College High School isn't too far behind, though. The Hornets' record is just 2 games worse than the Vikings. Senior Marche Brown will be tasked with matching Fruchtman, but based on ECHS's season, it seems like she'll be ready. So tune in to DSN Plus on Saturday to watch both games. The girls tip off at 1, then the boys' game begins at 4. Hopefully, we'll see you all then.
We're looking for the temperature to stay in the upper 30s to low 40s for tonight. Small craft advisory in effect until 7 o'clock going into tomorrow evening on the entire Atlantic side of the Delmarva Peninsula, and dense fog advisory throughout the Chesapeake Bay area. The last of the rain is making its way quickly out of the way, and we're watching out for that chance of snow over the weekend. It's diminishing as we speak. Liza Hodkins of Rehoboth, congratulations. You're our umbrella giveaway winner, courtesy of Paul Davis, Restoration Expert. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law offices of Bruckstead, Mandalis, and Federico. Here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. We are expecting rain for Friday. We'll have a bit of a break from the rain on Saturday, and then more rain on Sunday going into Sunday night. Then Sunday night going to Monday morning. If the precipitation sticks around, we'll have just enough cold air and rain to perhaps create a snowflake or two.
Thanks again, Paul, and thanks for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. You can find more news and weather on our Coast TV News app. There's more Olympic action happening after this, and we'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.